Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy GZTV. It is Sunday, March 2nd. Obviously not for long, here in about 20 minutes where I'm at, but Sunday, March 2nd, the 2nd of the month. We are here to talk about NBA action, as always, every single night of the regular season. If there are good basketball games, we will discuss them over here on the channel. And today there were actually some really good games. You know, we had the Nuggets Celtics game, the Trailblazers made it close with the Cavs. You get an OT game between the Knicks and the Heat. Raptors Magic was good, Pelicans Jazz, and then you get the Clippers and the Lakers. And I'm going to talk about all those games today. So let's get into it. You know, Nuggets Celtics just started off. Let's fucking go Celtics, beating a really good team in the West. This is a win that we much needed after losing by 20 to the Pistons. But Jaylen Brown scores 22. The Celtics beat the Nuggets by 7 despite 20 points, 14 boards, and 9 assists from Nikola Jokic, able to kind of battle through that, fight through that, get the win. It's a great feeling. You know, obviously great scoring for Jaylen Brown, and Derek White hit a floater from the foul line with less than a minute left. And, you know, they blew most of a 20-point lead, which is pretty characteristic of the Celtics. That's something they do basically all season long. But yeah, they had a 20-point first half lead, blew it, but they were able to survive, maintain, and win the game. Obviously, small losing streak for the Celtics, and we're able to snap that with this win. Neemias Queta, very aggressive big man. He played really good today. You know, Russell Westbrook was making it tough. But man, our big men came to play despite not having Porzingis. I mean, Al Horford got to the rim. Christian Brown hit some crazy shots too, but we're going to look at the Nuggets. I mean, 20 points and 14 rebounds for Nikola Jokic, shooting 67% from three, 60% overall. You get a 26-point performance for Jamal Murray, who shot 55%. You get 24 points for Christian Brown. I think for the most part, the Denver Nuggets played pretty good. Obviously, it just comes down to bench players like Julian Strawther, maybe trying to supply a little bit more. He didn't play the greatest, missed his only three, shot 25%. It was weird. They did not play their bench at all, but it's fine because their starters actually played pretty good today. So there you go. Looking at the Celtics, Jason Tatum, not the greatest shooting day, but still 16 points, 11 rebounds, still managing to have a pretty solid game. And then you get 22 points for Jaylen Brown, who shot 50% from three. So there you have it. Pretty simplistic game. Not a whole lot going on. So we get into the Trailblazers and Cavs. Another OT game. I kind of forgot to say that this was an OT game, but shout out to the Blazers, man. Blazers are battling. They're trying to get a spot. Is it going to happen? Probably not. But DeAndre Hunter scores 32 points, and the Cavs hold off the Blazers by 4 in overtime. This is their 10th straight win. This is their 50th of the season. 10 straight wins is absolutely ridiculous. Insane scoring for DeAndre Hunter. He made a go-ahead three-pointer with 30 seconds left in overtime. They rally. They get the win. Man, insane game. The first team in the NBA to get 50 wins. It's just such a dominant year for the Cavs, and there are still 22 games left, and they already have 50 wins. That's incredible. Evan Mobley was hitting some tough shots. I'm kind of mad he fouled out, but I was still able to win my fantasy week despite that. Jared Allen playing really good defense, really good game here, really good basketball. You know, DeAndre Hunter was hitting from three-point land, just leaving where he left off with the Hawks, this time with a winning organization, this time with kind of some motivation, some fire under him, you know. Jared Allen, just such a great big man, too, getting up for oops, doing everything you'd want a big man to do, rebounding, that sort of thing. He doesn't do too much, he doesn't score a whole lot, but he's a great traditional big man, great old-school big man, and one of the only ones left. Sorry if my shirt's a little dirty, I kind of sweated, but it's fine. Looking at the Trailblazers, Denny Avdija had a triple-double. I mean, 30 points, 10 assists, 12 rebounds. The guy shot 33% from three. You get a 27-point performance for Anthony Simons, who also shot 33% from three. And I will give a little bit of a break to Donovan Clingan. I do think they need DeAndre Ayton back if they want to go on any sort of run for the rest of the season, despite him being kind of an inconsistent player. Donovan Clingan, just not the greatest game. I mean, you have Duop Reith, Delano Banton, Scoot Henderson. You have solid guys off the bench that come in and kind of support the scoring efforts for this team, but kind of expect a little more production out of Donovan Clingan, I guess. And I mean, I guess maybe they should have played him more as well. I don't know. It's an interesting situation going on there. You look at the Cavs, before fouling out, Evan Mobley had 20 points off of 33% three-point shooting. You get 32 points for DeAndre Hunter, 12 points, 10 rebounds for Jarrett Allen, and 25 points off the bench for Ty Jerome, shooting 50% from three. I think it's awesome seeing those two play well together, given that they both went to Virginia. That's an awesome little storyline there. So, Knicks Heat, again, another overtime game. Let's get into it. Knicks overcome a 19-point deficit. They beat the Heat by 4 in overtime. And, I mean, this is just what good teams do. They overcome deficits. They close out games. And there you go. Jalen Brunson, great scoring. And they overcame it. They won in overtime. Jalen Brunson, clutch shots after clutch shots. We've been seeing it from him all season. Bam Adebayo, obviously using his size and making it tough for them. This was a really good game. Alec Burks was hitting three-pointers. Yeah, man, Jalen Brunson just keeping at him all game. You look at the Knicks, you get a 23-point performance for OG Anunoby, who shot 50%. 31 points for Jalen Brunson, who shot like 52% overall. Great stuff. You look at the Heat, you get 30 points out of Bam Adebayo, one of the best games I've seen from him in a while. This is vintage Bam. This is all-star Bam. He shot 75%. 22 points for Tyler Hero. Not the greatest shooting splits, but I think this is more about the bench than the starters. I think Terry Rozier definitely needs to step it up a little bit in that bench role. Maybe try to play a guy like Kyle Anderson a little bit more if he's struggling. I don't know. You just picked him up and you're kind of just letting him go. I don't know. Terry Rozier, though, definitely needs to improve his play. And it's crazy. The Heat are able to possibly beat teams like this. It's just, I think they need more out of the bench. I think their starting core is pretty good. Like, for not having Jimmy Butler, it's not bad, really. They've developed a lot of good players. But there you go. Raptors and Magic coming up next. Immanuel Quickley's big second half helps the Raptors hold off the Magic by 2. Immanuel Quickley, great second half, good scoring night in general, and they hold on to get the victory. Obviously not games that the Magic want to lose because they're kind of teetering and maybe trying to make the playoffs, but Jakob Poeltl's a tough player sometimes offensively. He played pretty good. Really good game here. Very costly stuff from Franz Wagner. Had that blown layup. I was watching that a little earlier. That sucks, man. That hurts. But Immanuel Quickley, man, he's tough. Really good offensive game. Again and again, just going at the defense, hitting tough shots. Love to see it. You look at the Raptors, Jakob Poeltl gets 16 points, 11 rebounds while shooting 60%. You get 20 points for RJ Barrett, who shot 40% from 3. 24 points for Immanuel Quickley, man. So those three kind of come together and winning a basketball game. Fun to see. Paolo Banchero had 23 points. He shot 33% from 3. You get a 25-point performance for Franz Wagner. Obviously, you'd expect a little bit more out of Cole Anthony. I feel like he definitely could have done a little more offensively. You have Anthony Black as another guard that comes off the bench for him. But, yeah, Cole Anthony does, I guess, need to step up. But, again, it is that layup that Franz Wagner missed that really, really cost in this game, unfortunately. So, there you have it. 2 more games to go. We're going to talk about the Pelicans and the Jazz. Pretty poverty. But we'll talk about it again because we need content. We need to talk basketball on this channel. And I'm going to start making a lot more basketball-themed videos on the channel, so be on the lookout for that. But Kelly Olynyk scores a season-high 26 points. The Pelicans use a fourth-quarter surge. They beat the Jazz by 7. One of the best scoring nights, one of the best games we've seen from Kelly Oubre all season, and solid rebounding as well. They get the win. They go on a 15-0 fourth-quarter run to win the game. Zion Williamson, tough buckets. Love to see that out of him. Pretty good game here. Micah Potter was getting to the rim, which was fun. Johnny Juzang hit some tough shots. I remember watching him at UCLA. That's a lot of fun. But yeah, Kelly Olynyk really helped to win the day. 26 points off of 75% three-point shooting. He's had a couple really good games in his career, and this is kind of bringing that out of him. 24 points for Zion Williamson, 25 points for CJ McCollum, and 20 points for Trey Murphy III. So I think the Pelicans really showed out this game. Now, obviously, you look at the Jazz, you get 12 points, 11 rebounds for Kyle Filipowski, who shot 50% from 3. You get a 21-point performance for Bryce Sensabaugh, who shot 33% from 3, 50% overall. You get 16 points, 13 rebounds for Oscar Tshiebwe off the bench. That is awesome to see. 28 points for Keontae George. I mean, if Keontae George was on the bench the whole season, he might have been in contention for 6th man of the year. But not having John Collins, I think, hurts because he is one of the more consistent, efficient players on this team. And you bring in a guy like KJ Martin. I love KJ Martin, but, he's not really starter material in this league. You could have played anyone else over him. You could have played Micah Potter, Cody Williams, Oscar Tshiebwe, Keontae George, even Jaden Springer, who they just picked up recently from the Celtics. So, yeah, not a great game for KJ Martin, but it's the Jazz. They're not trying to win right now. I get that. Moving on to the Clippers-Lakers game, Luka Doncic scores 29 points and LeBron James adds 17, and the Lakers straight win over the Clippers. They win by 6. Man, the Lakers are rolling. I believe they're second in the West now, which is absolutely incredible, unheard of. Great scoring for Luka Doncic. Solid playmaking as well. LeBron doing a little bit of scoring here also, and they hang on. Second time in 3 days, and obviously LeBron talked about this month being a tough one in terms of the load, in terms of how much games they have to play. They're starting to weather the storm pretty well. So there you go. First one in March of probably many more. I think this is a really good team. They get it done on both ends. Luka's hitting threes. LeBron James, huge chase down block, which I honestly thought was a goaltend, but I guess they didn't think so. Kawhi was, getting under defense, hitting tough shots. But, man, Luka Doncic, some of the circus stuff, some of the artistry, the magicians in Luka Doncic. They say there's new magic, and the first time we've had magic in LA since Magic Johnson. That was funny. But yeah, Luka and LeBron, as always, connecting with each other, and they already complement each other's game so well. It is concerning for the rest of the league. Now, obviously, Kawhi just fucking carried this team. 33 points, 10 rebounds. No one else did anything. Norman Powell, I think, got hurt or something. That sucks. That really hurt them, obviously. They had Drew Eubanks and Bogdanovich kind of come in late and kind of try to cover him up. But, that's a big loss for the Clippers, and it really cost them this game. So just kind of looking at tomorrow's stuff, and then I got to get out of here. I'm going to post my Squid Game Season 2 premiere review. That is really exciting, and then get into a new episode of that. Can't wait. But getting into tomorrow's games, not a whole lot of great games. Rockets, Thunder, Kings, Mavs is really the only games I can think of that are box office. Other than that, if the other games are close, they're close. I will definitely be watching some basketball tomorrow while I'm studying for my midterms this week. I have 2 on Wednesday, 2 on Thursday. It's rough. But anyways, leave a like, comment, subscribe. As always, it has been your boy GZTV giving you guys nightly NBA recaps every day of the regular season. We're going to be doing this through the playoffs. And again, like I said, I'm going to try to do a lot more NBA-themed videos as I get more interested and the season winds down. I think I'm going to make one about Jason Tatum coming up. So if you guys are interested in that, if you're inclined, pop out, click the